So I was born and raised Mormon and I don't practice anymore. One topic that has just been on my mind constantly lately is the term modesty. I do not like the term modesty. I am not planning on using that word with my daughter or my son, and I kind of want to talk about why. There's nothing wrong with the word itself, but I feel like the way that it was used so much growing up introduced so much shame around my body. I've realized it as I've stepped away from the religion. I never thought that I dealt with shame with my body. I never thought that I felt shame around showing my skin. I realized as I've stepped away that I actually have a lot of shame to work through when it comes to showing my shoulders or having a shirt that like shows a little bit of cleavage or wearing a bikini. I've noticed, and I'm 28 years old, that I actually have a lot of shame around that. And I desperately do not want to ever pass that feeling on to my kids. The way that I was raised, it was a huge topic in my household. So many things would be up for debate. Like I would think that something was modest, but my parents wouldn't be happy with where it hit on my knee. Was it the top of my knee, the middle of my knee? I remember going to youth dances, as a 14-year-old girl. There would be like examples of clothing that were not appropriate and examples of clothing that were appropriate. They would turn you away. If you brought a friend and they wore like something that an adult deemed to be too tight or too revealing, as a 14-year-old, they would turn you away. They would not let you into the dance. They would make you change. Ew, that is so wrong. One of the most freeing things about leaving my religion was the lack of thought I give about what skin I'm showing. That does not occupy my mind. And what other people are wearing and what they choose to like show does not occupy my mind. I realized that my whole life, what people wore and what I wore was such weirdly like a reflection of who you are as a person. I do not resonate with that at all. I will not be teaching my children that. And if you are taking what someone wears and deciding what type of a person they are based on like what they wear, that problem lies with you. Maybe that's something that other people already know and like can already conceptualize. That I could not conceptualize that until, later in my life when I let go of that modesty expectation that was placed on me my whole life. I want my kids to see me wear a bikini. I want my kids to see me not stress about the skin that I'm showing. I know how to be appropriate. Like I know how to dress appropriately. And I don't want my children to ever feel uncomfortable around the human body. And I want them to feel like I'm comfortable with my body. I don't need you to cover up your body, like to prove something. I don't like the term modesty. I ain't gonna be using it. I'm just excited to kind of break free of that way of thinking.